And as you close the eyes, breathe in the lavender. Just take a few breaths. And then bringing the hands to your heart. Sitting up tall, rooting the sit bones into the ground, lengthening the back of your neck. And just breathe in deeply, long, equal inhalations with your exhalations. Noticing any thoughts or feelings that come up. Feelings or sensations, acknowledge them, let them pass. And then release the hands right on your knees with the palms facing up. Connecting your index finger and thumb into a mudra. And take a few more breaths here. Lifting the chest off the rib cage, lifting the rib cage off the belly. Noticing the muscles in your face relaxing, the muscles in your jaw, your tongue releasing from the roof of your mouth. And we'll take 3 breaths together. As you're ready, inhale through the nose. Exhale from the nose. Again, inhale through the nose. As you exhale, try to create that ocean sound in the back of your throat, Ujjayi breath. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And reaching the arms overhead, let your palms touch together. Bring the hands to heart center. Bow the head gently forward. Just feeling thoughts of gratitude for this moment, for this day, and for our health. And then opening the eyes, bringing your one arm over, stretching and opening the side body. Bring it back to center. Exhale over to the opposite side. Bring it back up. Interlace the fingers, palms facing up. With your inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. And then with your exhale, round the back, press through the palm. Continue a few more times. Inhale up without crowding the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, press forward, round the back. About 3 more times following your own rhythm. And really want to generate heat here as we start to move in tandem and uniting our breath with our movement. Last time as you come up. And last time, exhale. Good, release that. Coming onto hands and knees. Separating the fingers nice and wide so you have a good base. Pull the belly up and tighten your core as you extend the right leg back. Press through the heel. If and when you're ready, extend the arm forward. Hold that for just a few moments, tightening your core and trying to keep steady. Bringing it down to hands and knees and switching. Left leg, right arm. Really feel the extension through both limbs. Looking down at the mat. Good, and release. Keeping the knees on the mat, but walking the hands slightly forward. Tuck the pelvis as we go down into our little push-up. Press right back up. Come to child's pose. You can keep the toes connected. Let's separate the knees if you choose, or keep the knees together. Taking just a couple moments there. And then from here, as you come up, bring it into a baby camel. Hands come behind you. Lift the chest. Lift the eyes and the chin. Good. Come forward again, hands and knees. Come to downward dog. Extending the legs, driving the heels toward the floor. Dropping the head in between the arms. Good, let's reach the right leg up. Step it all the way through, coming to a low lunge. Come onto your left knee, walk it up, maybe reaching the arms overhead, or keeping the hands to the knee or to the heart, whatever works best. Good, bringing the hands to the floor, come back to downward dog. Let's reach the left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, lunge it through. Same thing, other side. Reach up or hands to the heart if you prefer. One more inhale to lengthen upwards. And exhale, hands to the floor, downward dog. Coming back to hands and knees. Let's do that sequence from the beginning. Coming back to our bird dog. Extend the right heel back, left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, release. Switch, left leg, right arm. Inhale. Exhale, release. Coming to our push-up. Hands slightly forward, tuck the pelvis. Lower. Lift right back up. Come to child's pose. Bring the hands behind you. Come into that baby camel. Lift the chest. Maybe this time you want to lift the pelvis off the heels. See if you can come a little higher. Come back to hands and knees. Downward dog. Taking a few breaths here in downward dog. Maybe even allowing the breath to escape from an open mouth. And let's reach the right leg high as we inhale. Step that leg forward. Low lunge. Reach up. Let's add a twist. Bring your left hand to the ground, right arm up. You can use a block here. You can also come off the floor by extending the back leg. Right hand down, downward dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lunge it through. Same thing, rise up. And then take it into a twist. Right hand to the floor or to the block. Maybe full extension in the back leg as you lift off the floor. Bring your hand down, step it back to downward dog. Full inhale, open the mouth, exhale. Come to hands and knees, extend the right leg back. Left arm forward, inhale. Exhale, hold. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, lower, switch. Inhale. Exhale, hold. One more inhale. Exhale, lower. Let's do our baby push-up, or if now you're ready to come to full plank, you can do that. I'm gonna keep the knees on the floor and modify. Lowering down to chaturanga. Press right back up. Going into a quick child's pose, press back. Coming up, sitting on your heels, taking it into a camel. Again, here you can lift the hips off the heels. If you want to take it a little further. Good, coming back to hands and knees in downward dog. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lunge it through. Let's come up to a high lunge. So balance on the left heel as you come all the way up. You can also modify here, coming back to that low lunge. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's slowly transition into warrior three. Bringing the chest forward and lunging off of that back foot to float the left leg up. You can also come to airplane, extending the arms out to the side. Bring the hands to center. Let's land in warrior two. Ground that back foot, open up the hips, warrior two. Lunging into that right knee. Let's float with our inhale. Reach up almost like you're clapping your hands, looking forward, and then exhale dynamically back to warrior two. Again, inhale. Exhale, 3 more. Last one up, warrior two. Come to side angle, bring your forearm to your thigh, reach your left fingertips to the front of the room. You have choices here, you can stay right where you are, you can bring the hand to the block or to the floor if you want to get a little deeper. So your left hand would be, or I'm sorry, your right hand would be next to your right foot. Or just pause here, forearm to thigh. One more inhale. And then bring it back up to warrior two. Reverse triangle, so keeping the legs straight, just reach back. Opening up the right side of your body. Come through center, almost like a cartwheel, windmill down to triangle. The right hand comes to your shin, the floor, a block. Whatever is available to you. Using the block is useful, especially if we're kind of trying to bend the knee here just to touch the floor. So if you find that you're kind of bending into the knee, then use that block. Let's take the left hand to the hip. Now especially, you're using the block to come into a half moon. So bring the block forward until you can float the left leg off the mat. If and when you're ready, you can reach that left arm up, or maybe just keep it on your hip. Only if you're really kind of strong and flexible and steady here. Maybe reach back, grab a hold of your foot or ankle as you bind. Good. Bring it all into a forward fold, all back down, good. Widen your feet as wide as your mat. Interlace the hands behind you and fold forward. You can even bend the knees here a lot if you choose so. Release the hands to the floor. Walk it back to downward dog. Stretch all the way back. Take a full breath. Inhale. Exhale, open mouth. Come to plank, or let's do the same variation, coming to the knees. I'm gonna modify here, lowering down to our push-up. Push right back up. Find downward dog. And one more time, come to plank. Again, lower down, chaturanga, or come to the knees. Come all the way down. This time, let's add a back bend. Coming to our cobra. Hold a little longer. And then make your way back to downward dog. Reach the left leg high, inhale. Exhale, lunge it through. High lunge. Make sure you're stable between both legs. Reach the arms up or bring them to your heart. Settle in into both legs, allowing the back heel to be off the mat. One more breath. Exhale and slowly pop off that back leg, coming into warrior three. Float the leg back, flex the toes so they're facing down. Open the arms to airplane. If you're pretty balanced, you can add the arm variation. Otherwise, keep it simple and keep the hands to your heart. One more breath, inhale. As you exhale, come to warrior two. Land on that back foot, open the hips. Looking forward, lunge a little deeper into that front quad. Let's float with our breath. So with an inhale, come up like you're clapping. Exhale. Really find that ujjayi breath. Again. Exhale dynamically. 3 more times. All right, pausing here. Bring it into a side angle, forearm to thigh, right arm overhead. Really try to press that right shoulder back as you open the right side of your chest and rib cage to the sky. You can take this into a deeper variation if you want to use your block to bring your hand to the block or floor. One more inhale, stretch, and then bring it back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, reverse triangle, reach back. Again, almost like a cartwheel, bringing that hand down to the block or floor. Keeping the left leg as straight as you can. Continuing to open the chest, parallel to the wall or to the window, reaching energetically up through the right fingertips. One more breath in, and bring your hand to your hip. We're coming into half moon. So start to look down, maybe use your block as you bring it forward. Float the back leg up and open the hip. So try to stack that hip on top of the standing leg. If and when you're ready, you can reach the hand high. You can also bind. So again, the binding is really not necessary, especially if you're still kind of working on your balance. One more breath, start to release your bind. And exhale, bring it back to your forward fold. Nice job. From your forward fold, walk back to downward dog. Full breath in. Exhale, come to plank or come to hands and knees if you're modifying. Lower down. Let's go through our push-up. You can add a back bend here. And then sit back to child's pose. As we come up, sit back on the heels, bringing ourselves into our back bend again. Your choice if you want to keep the hips down on the heels or start to elevate off, lifting higher. The eyes should be up toward the ceiling. Good, and then bring it all the way back. So since we're on hands and knees, coming into side plank. So I'm gonna do the modification first. If you're kind of comfortable and you want to take it to the full level, you can. Kicking the right foot slightly out to the side, roll and stack your body onto the right side. So we're keeping the knee on the floor for support. You can lift the left leg and float it a little higher. So if anybody wants to do full plank, full side plank here, just extend both legs out. If you're doing the modification, reach behind you, see if you can grab a hold of your foot or ankle. Bind. Good, release, coming back to center. Going through a few rounds of cat-cow. So on an exhale, tuck the chin, round the back. On an inhale, round the belly to the floor. Lift the eyes. Continue your own flow here, your own breath. You can even close the eyes and just focus on the movement. One more round. Good, and then bring yourself to a neutral position. Going off to the other side, we're going to kick that left foot slightly off the floor for support, kind of like a kickstand, and then full extension in your right leg. Again, you can do full plank here if you choose. The leg that's in the air, make sure it's active, so flex those toes. Reach back, grab a hold of your foot if that was part of your practice on the other side. Good, and then we release, coming back to hands and knees. From here, either plank, lower down chaturanga, or just come through your little baby push-up. As you lower, press back up. You can add a back bend and then come back to downward dog. Take a few breaths here in down dog. Connecting back with your breath, with your body. Perfect. And then walking the hands back toward the feet. Roll all the way up to stand. Reaching the arms overhead. Reach the fingertips back as the pelvis comes forward. Hands to heart center. And come to chair pose. Reach up, sit back. Let's move with the breath. Inhale, come to 3/4 bend in your knees. Exhale, sink low. Again, inhale, up. Never really straightening the legs, just kind of keeping that bend. Start to move with your Ujjayi breath. So that's dynamic breathing, building heat. Exhale. A few more times. Last time, reach up, bring the right knee up with you. As we balance in crane pose, hands to heart, just a quick warrior 3. We were here before. So send the leg back, bring it forward again, come to standing pigeon. Cross your ankle to the middle of your thigh, and then sit low, flexing the toes. Your inhale, reach up, come to crane one more time, and then bring it to tree pose. Pressing the foot onto the inner part of your thigh, and see if we can balance here. Doesn't have to be all the way up, it can be lower on the calf, or even the toes touching the floor. Hands can be at the heart, you can do something behind you, whatever's fun. Explore. Good. As we release, reach up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold back down. Let's hug the legs. Come back to chair pose. Reach up. Let's flow just a few times. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. In. Exhale. 2 more times. Good. As you come up, bring the left knee with you, crane pose. Bring the hands to your heart. Transition to a quick warrior 3. Bring it back up. Cross it over. Standing pigeon. Sit low. Flex the left toes back, so toes toward the shin. Inhale back up, and then come to any tree variation. So again, arms can come up, they can come behind you. One more breath, inhale, exhale, release. Separate the feet as wide as your mat. Reach the arms overhead. Bring the hands to heart and sink down into frog. Bringing the elbows to press into the inner parts of your thighs. Close the eyes for just a second. Good, and then from here, slowly just find a seat, rolling back, bringing the feet together into butterfly pose, Malasana. Reach the heart through, and then fold. If you want to use your block here, you can kind of bring your forearms to the block and just let your body slowly droop forward. Coming back up, bring your block out to the side. You might need it one more time, but for now let's roll back slowly, coming all the way down onto our backs. So once you come onto your back, if you want to use your block for bridge pose, you can place the block right underneath your sacrum, or you can do active bridge and just keep your pelvis lifted. So it's up to you if you feel like a more passive or a more active pose. Either way, your eyes should be up toward the ceiling or even closed, better yet. And just take a few moments here. Again, whether you're doing an active or a passive bridge, just really being into the moment, into the body. Connect with your breath again as we start to slow the breath down. If you're doing a supported bridge, maybe you want to experiment with lifting one or both legs up toward the ceiling. If you did not have a block there, then just come out of your bridge and maybe come to a shoulder stand or an L shape, keeping the hips on the ground and just elevating the legs. Here you can kind of flex and point the toes, come to a straddle, bring the legs into a diamond, whatever fun things you want to do. Again, these are your final moments in your practice. You feel like your practice is complete at your own leisure, coming out of whatever pose you're in, and taking the last couple minutes for Shavasana. You can still use your block if you want to come into that supported bridge. Either way, allow for some quiet time. Connecting with the breath. Slowing down the breathing. last few moments, maybe bringing one hand to your heart and one to your belly as you connect with your breath. Connect with that life force within you. Feeling gratitude for today's practice, for our health, for each other. And as you start to come out of your practice, roll to one side in the fetal position. Taking just a couple moments there. Feeling the security and the comfort of this pose. And when you're ready, slowly pressing up, finding a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, we bow the head forward. Take a breath. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. And together we say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the first day of spring. Have a nice day.